At 11:51 p.m., my phone lit up, the way truth does. Sharp, merciless. A message from my mother. We've agreed. You're no longer part of the family. Don't come to any gatherings. No call. No hesitation. Just a digital exile. Seconds later, my sister hearted the message. Like betrayal was a team sport. I didn't cry. I didn't ask why. I just opened my laptop, pulled up every bill, every account, every payment I'd ever made for them, and started clicking cancel. By 12:03 a.m., their world began flickering in the dark. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me, where are you listening from? So, I know I'm not the only one who's ever had to turn the lights off on family. When the screen went dark, the silence in my apartment felt heavier than the city outside. The hum of the fridge, the faint tick of the wall clock, it all sounded like witnesses. I sat there, hands still on the keyboard, heart steady in a way that scared me. Anger wasn't loud this time. It was clinical. For years, I'd been the silent investor in their version of family, the mortgage that never defaulted, my name, the car insurance that somehow renewed itself, my account, every late bill, every emergency, every tearful call that began with, "We just need a little help this month." I covered it. I told myself it was love, responsibility, the right thing to do. Now I realized it had been a subscription, and I was the one footing the bill. I looked around my apartment. Everything was neat, labeled, color-coded, my coping mechanism. After a childhood spent in chaos, I'd built order out of noise. But tonight, that order turned against me. Every neatly filed receipt, every automatic payment, felt like a paper trail of my own gullibility. I used to think love was endurance, that if I stayed quiet and kept giving, they'd see I was worth keeping. My mother raised me on guilt, like it was a family recipe. Small portions, served often. My sister Kayla, the golden child. Loud, charming, allergic to consequences. Dad learned to survive by staying out of the blast radius. I learned to survive by making sure there wasn't one. I remember the first time I paid their property tax. They were on the edge of foreclosure, voices cracking over the phone. I was 26, barely paying my own rent, but I wired the money without hesitation. Mom called me her guardian angel. I believed her. Then came the utilities. The car, Kayla's college tuition, $18,000 a year, 3 years straight. Funny how angels always end up footing the bill in hell. I rubbed my eyes, trying to summon regret. But there was only clarity. This wasn't a breakdown. It was a balance sheet. I wasn't losing a family. I was collecting evidence. The last time I'd seen them was at Sunday dinner, 6 months ago. Mom corrected my posture in front of everyone. Kayla bragged about her business trip, which I knew was a beach vacation. Dad joked I was too serious to keep a man. I'd smiled through mashed potatoes and swallowed the truth. That table wasn't dinner and it was a courtroom. I just hadn't realized I was on trial. Now, sitting in the glow of my laptop, I opened a new spreadsheet. Date, amount, reason, proof. One column at a time, I was reclaiming years of unpaid respect. Outside, the city lights blinked through my window like Morse code. Somewhere out there, my family was sleeping soundly, believing I'd finally accepted my exile. They had no idea. I was just getting started. By morning, my phone was a museum of missed calls. Dad, Mom, Kayla. Each name glowing like a relic of something that used to matter. I didn't answer a single one. The silence between us had weight now. It was proof. Then came a text from Kayla. "You're overreacting. Mom didn't mean it that way. Can we just talk?" Talk, and as if that word hadn't been poisoned years ago. I read it twice. Not a single apology. Just control, wrapped in concern. Delete. Each line of my spreadsheet became a memory turned into math. Every dollar, a story. Every story, the same ending. Me cleaning up their chaos. At 9 a.m., Mom emailed. No greeting, no apology. Just, "We need to talk about what you've done. You've created a mess. Call us immediately. Not a word about the exile. Just a demand to resume my role. Fixer, buffer, peacekeeper. For the first time, I saw it clearly. They didn't want saving. They wanted a secretary. I typed back, "I'm busy reconciling accounts. You should do the same." Then hit send. By noon, panic had spread. "Dad, can you please explain what's going on with the utilities? Your mother's losing it. Kayla, you're ruining everything." As if my silence was the crime, not their betrayal. I scrolled through my banking app, through years of transactions, and felt something shift. The guilt tattooed into my bones began to fade. This wasn't anger anymore. It was precision, cold, deliberate, focused. By 6 p.m., I called Julia, my college friend turned family law attorney. "I think I'm ready to stop playing accountant," I said. She didn't ask for details. "Then start documenting everything," she replied. "We'll make it official." That night, I went through every email, every transfer, labeling, archiving, organizing. By midnight, my inbox looked like a courtroom, and for the first time, I wasn't the one on trial. At 11 p.m. the next night, Julia called. "Everything ready?" "Every receipt," I said. "Every transfer." "Good. Then you're not asking for repayment." "Sofia, you're enforcing it." She told me what to write. Calm, factual, lethal. Subject, outstanding balances. Johnson family account. Body, this email serves as formal notice of reimbursement due. You have 30 days to initiate a repayment plan before legal action is taken. No anger, no threats, just truth in business language. When I hit send, the silence that followed wasn't empty. It was alive. 12 minutes later, replies flooded in. "Dad, let's be reasonable." "Mom, how could you do this to us?" "Kayla, you're insane. You're ruining the family." They weren't shocked by what they'd done. They were shocked that I'd stopped playing along. At 12:03 a.m., my phone lit up like a crime scene. Calls, messages, voicemails, all blurring into panic. "Turn the lights back on," Mom screamed on one voicemail. "We'll fix this tomorrow." But tomorrow had already arrived, and they were the ones in the dark. Julia emailed back, "Perfect. Forward everything to me. We're filing a demand letter by morning." I leaned back in my chair, watching the cursor blink over my name, Sofia Johnson. That name had been on every check, every lease, every contract that saved them. Tonight, it was evidence. By dawn, Julia sent the first draft of the legal notice. She ended it with one line that made me smile. "They said you were out of the family. Let's make it official." Outside, the streetlights flickered off as morning broke. Inside, my laptop glowed with a different kind of sunrise, one made of facts, numbers, and quiet retribution. For the first time, I didn't feel small or forgotten. I felt precise. The morning the letters went out, the world looked normal. Coffee shops opening, traffic humming, but inside it felt like waiting for a verdict. At 9:12 a.m., Dad called. Rare. "Sweetheart," he began, his tone rehearsed, smooth. "This is getting out of hand. Let's keep this private." "It's already private," I said. "It's just finally documented." "You're making your mother sick." "No," I said, voice steady. "She made herself sick. I just stopped paying for the medicine." Then I hung up. By noon, Mom's Facebook post appeared, a wall of self-pity wrapped in scripture. "We raised her with love, and now she's turned against her own family for money." Comments poured in. Some sympathetic, some suspicious. Until one stood out. Aunt Meredith wrote, "You mean the mistake where you forged her signature?" The thread went dead. Hours later, Julia emailed again. Subject, additional discovery. Attachment, bank records. Her note, confirming inheritance withdrawal, $40,000. Signature mismatch. Forgery likely. My mother hadn't just drained my bank account. She'd stolen my grandmother's trust fund and signed my name to do it. By nightfall, Julia had filed an injunction. The court froze their assets before dinner. That night they tried everything. Texts, voicemails, guilt, tears. It was a misunderstanding. "Don't ruin the family," I laughed. Quietly. Finally. At 8:32 p.m., the buzzer rang. Through the peephole. My mother. eyes red, clutching an envelope. "Sofia," she whispered, "please. We're losing everything. Do something. For your sister. For Kayla?" I asked. "She's still your sister." I opened the door just enough to hand her the paper waiting on my table. A copy of the eviction notice Julia filed that morning. "You'll get the official copy in 7 days," I said. Her face drained. "You wouldn't." "I already did." I closed the door. Didn't watch her leave. Just stood in the quiet, breathing in the end of an era. By the next afternoon, chaos unfolded like clockwork. Utilities disconnected. Mortgage frozen. Probate court notified. And online. Mom's next post. She's suing her parents. We're heartbroken. But the replies were different now. "Didn't she cover your house after foreclosure? Isn't she the one who paid Kayla's tuition?" The truth had finally started speaking. Weeks passed in calm precision. The court ruled. Their accounts frozen. Their house sold. For once, the debts were tied to the right names. I bought a small apartment downtown. Sunlight, quiet, no ghosts. The first night, I opened that old spreadsheet. The one where I'd tracked every dollar I spent on them. Then, I deleted it. It didn't feel like loss. It felt like release. Word got around. They were renting a small house now. Kayla had a part-time job she hated. I didn't feel satisfaction. Just distance. They were finally living the life they'd built, without me holding it up. That night, I slept straight through till morning. No guilt, no noise, just peace. A month later, I visited my grandmother's grave, laid down tulips, her favorite, and whispered, "It's done." The wind felt like an answer. Peace isn't loud. It's quiet, steady, earned. If you've ever had to walk away from the people who broke you, know this: you're not alone, and you're not cruel for choosing peace. If this story hit home, explore the Family Betrayal playlist for more true stories like mine. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss the next